Does anyone still watch Lupin, like in a way that could justify a movie that looks this good with animation this good? Cause there was only one showtime in the closest theater to me, and when I went to the movie, there was just like a max of like 7 people in the movie, including me. I don't know, must be more popular in Japan. Must be the Uma Musume effect. You know how Uma Musume like has like, cause like nobody here like in North America knows about Uma Musume, like really like that, but like in Japan it's huge, and it just got that, the anime got like a huge budget, like, and nobody was expecting that. That's the Uma Musume effect. Anyway, in the Lupin the IIIRD movie, The Immortal Bloodline, Lupin and the crew head into the Bermuda Sea, chasing a mysterious island that is not even on the map, hunting the mysterious mastermind behind the wave of assassins and a massive hidden treasure. But as they get too close to the island, a sniper shoots down the plane and they crash land on what is basically an island of death. The landscape is stacked with decaying weapons, nuclear missiles, and people that were used as weapons and then discarded. The island is also covered in the fog, and the poison in the air can kill you within 24 hours if you don't leave the island. There is now a countdown. Tick tock, tick tock. Running it all is Muom, the ruler of the island, who wants to save the world by making the world immortal. Muom is also immortal. Shooting him in the head, cutting off his head, and burning him alive won't work. How does the gang get out of this one? This is a high stakes Lupin movie, with a countdown clock being the poisonous fog and a foe who cannot be killed. They also face villains from the past movies. But don't worry about not knowing everything, especially if you missed out on the other movies, as they fill you in at the start, which was very helpful for someone like me who isn't too deep in the Lupin lore. The pacing for this movie is very fast, as we continue from where we left off in the last movie, which leaves very little room for slow parts in this movie. Once again, you don't have to really know what happened in the last movie, they kinda fill you in. However, we are getting deeper into world building, since we learn about the surreal power of immortality and some other things in the world, along with the shady heads controlling it all, leading into the next adventure for the next movie. But standouts would be Lupin, as we get to see him deal with a situation that we don't see him face often, being an immortal being which he has to kind of outsmart to defeat. Along with the main villain, like he had quite an interesting backstory. You know, just not something I see too often. You see stories like that a little bit, but just not too often. So it was quite fascinating, especially the way they, explain how he's immortal at the end of the movie. It's quite fascinating. Animation wise, this movie is no exception. The animation is absolutely stellar, along with the final fight scene where Muom, he starts fighting back, and he's wow. He's doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of damage in that final fight. Like they did I think I remember one cool thing they did with the animation. It's like an Immortal Kombat, like an MK like effect. Like when somebody like fell and they broke a bone, you just have an X-ray scene. Or when they broke their back, it was like that was really cool. I really like that. And finally, what will I take out of this when it comes to me when I want to write a villain? Maybe I take something out of this Lupin movie, right? So what I'm gonna take out of it is, how to write another subgenre of immortal villains, and how to balance like that kind of strength, like that strength of when somebody's immortal. How to balance it with, his weakness, the main villain in this Lupin movie's weakness. That was a great balance. I think that was a good balance. So I feel like that's a great twist in which I can incorporate into my writing. So in the end, Lupin the IIIRD, the movie, The Immortal Bloodline, will get a ranking of a C or a 7 out of 10. While everything was good and fun, it just lacked a central theme and emotion that most Lupin movies lack, right? It's kind of like just a thing that most Lupin movies, I don't really think they're trying to really say much. It's just like a fun, overarching theme, and it's just kind of, it's just you just kind of get used to it, right? They're not trying to like say anything too crazy or too deep, right? Not in this movie at least. Maybe like when this whole arc is finished, we'll get something, or maybe the character Lupin will change, or one of the characters will change, right? Maybe, but just not in this one. It's still fun and it's still action packed. Let me know what you thought about Lupin the IIIRD, the movie, The Immortal Bloodline. Will you watch it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Did you think it was mid? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And Jane, my anime cult.